Hi, it's Sophie here with Say Less Digital, and today I'm going to be showing you how to add a variable product in your client portal on your website. The first thing you'll want to do is log in as an admin. Just click the login and enter in your login details. If you have not been automatically directed to the admin panel, you'll see the admin toolbar on the top of the page. Click the button that says Dashboard on the top left-hand side of the toolbar. Once you're in, go to the Products menu option and then press Add New. Once the product editor is up, we can go ahead and fill in the details. Let's go ahead and add a product name. Next, we can add a summary. This is just a quick 1 to 2 sentences, something really short. If we look here, you'll see what the summary looks like on the shop page, and you'll also see what it looks like on the product page itself as well. It's right under the price here. Next, we can scroll down to the description. So with the description, we do have a more advanced editor. You'll see that we can add in some text here, like a heading. We can also choose to format it to bold or italics. We can also change the text alignment to left, center, right, or justified. For example, if we select right, we'll see it on the right. Let's open the full editor right here. A page will open up with some more options and something called a block editor. We can change the size of the text we added previously. So we have small, medium, large, or extra large. This is extra large. Now in this case, we will actually leave it at large, but if you don't want to use these sizes, you can actually click the settings option right here and customize the size. Next, if you click the plus button, you'll see what other block options are available. There's paragraph, image, heading, list, gallery, and quote. So if you want to add a list, for example, we can add a list here, and you can see that we've listed a couple items. Item 1, 2, and 3. Below this, we can also add in something else by clicking the plus again, and adding in an image or a gallery block. So if I choose image, I can choose to upload one from the computer itself. We can also resize using the circular points around the image, so we can click and drag to resize the image. We can also choose to make the image rounded here, for example. So we can also go in and edit the size by typing a number versus clicking and dragging like before. There is also the option to change the resolution to thumbnail, medium, large, or full size. The lowest will equal the lowest quality image and have the fastest loading time, whereas the full size image will be the best quality, but can have slower loading times on the front end of the website. Okay, so once we are done editing the description, we can actually go ahead and click Done. And we will see the description showing up right here. Okay, next on the list is adding images. Now, something to note with variable products is that each product can have its own summary and images. If you want to be quick about things, then you can add all the general details for the products here. However, it can sometimes be necessary to add separate summaries, descriptions, and images for each variation. But in other cases, you can get away with just putting the general details and leaving the summary and images for the variables empty. You will still need to set pricing and some other details like stock amount for each variable. Next, you'll see we can choose from the images in our media library here, or we can upload directly from your device. So in this case, we will just select 1 or 2 of the images that are already uploaded to our media library. One thing you notice is the first image will have a title on it that says cover. We do have the option to switch the cover like this. And of course, we can switch it back if we need to. Just to clarify, the cover is the first image that the customer will see on the shop page or any other page that is showing the product. So you'll see here what the cover image looks like on the actual product page. And if we go back to the shop, scroll down, we'll see that all of these demo products here have the cover image as our Say Less logo right here. So once we are done, we can actually save our draft so that in case anything happens, we at least have the draft saved, and then we can move on to the Variations tab. As mentioned in the Simple Products training video, we can create variables or attributes directly here, but it won't be a global attribute. So let's say on the front end of the website, we have the option to filter by color. We'll want to use a global attribute so that every single product, whether it's different products that share the same attribute, for example, the color red will show up when the customer filters by red. But if the attribute is created on the product editor page itself, you won't be able to use it as a filter option on the front of the website. We'll have a separate training video for categories, tags, and attributes, but for now, we can jump straight into creating the variations. So you'll see they give two examples here, like add sizes and add colors. Let's just click add options, and we can choose what's already available. So you can see some global attributes here already created. We have size and color already created. We can choose color in this case and select the colors that were already created. So what it'll do is automatically show what colors have already been selected previously. Now, we'll use all three, since it's just 3 in this case. If we don't want to use any, we can just deselect red or black, for example. In this case, I'll leave all 3 of them and add the other option. So if you click add, we choose size this time, and we select what's already been created, large, medium, and small. Again, these are global attributes that have been created on the Attributes tab. And so these were already created previously and can be selected on multiple different products. So we have the 2 attributes for this variation set. We have the colors white, black, and red, and the sizes large, medium, and small. So we can actually go ahead and click add. Now you'll see the variations load in here. Now, for whatever reason, if the variations weren't able to be generated, you'll see that under the Variations tab, it'll just say generate from options. So it'll generate the variations from these options here. Awesome. And we see the variations come up here, and you can see black, large black, medium, black, small, and the other colors as well. We can also choose how much variations you want to see per page by increasing the number of variations per page here. If there are multiple pages, we can go from page 1 to page 2 and see the rest of the variations. In this case, I'll show all of them on one page. Now, if we scroll to the top, we'll see that the variations does not have any prices. If they all have the same price, the great thing is that we can set the prices globally. So in this case, I'll set the price to $350 and click, okay? And it'll automatically update all of the prices. Now it says 9 variations have been updated, and it shows the price here as well. Now again, if we have separate prices, we can open up any one of these variations. So let's edit black large, for example. We can deselect all the variations and just edit the first one. Now it'll take you to a separate page, just like if you were editing a simple product. And this will be specifically for this variation, in this case, the black large. So it'll even say it here that we're working on the black large variation. We can always click the button that says main product to go back to the main settings at any point in time. Also, you will notice, just like on the general product page, we have a couple top menu options here. In the general settings for this variation, we can change the summary. In this case, it'll say notes, but it's actually the summary. You'll also see that we can format to bold and italics and set text alignment as before. Now, if we scroll down, we can choose to add product images to this variation, like on the main product page. Okay, let's select an image that wasn't selected before. Now, one thing to keep in mind as we're on the topic of the images, you'll notice that the image sizes are different. You really want to try to keep the image sizes the same. The website does offer the functionality to edit and crop the images if needed. If you click Edit Image, you will see an option coming up here. Bear in mind that this edits the images for the entire website. So if it's an image that you're using on multiple products, then keep in mind that it will be edited for all of the products. So if we choose Crop, we can change the sizing. So the aspect ratio can be 1:1. And now it's a square. Now we can drag it around. So we can put the crop right in the center and apply the crop. It'll take a second to load and save. And then once we are done, we see the image is squared. Then we can click Save edits. And now if you want, you can come back to this image by clicking Edit Image. And there is the option to restore the original image by clicking Restore Original Image here. Now we'll leave it square in this case and cancel the editing and select the image as the product image for this particular variation. So once we are done here, we can go across to pricing and set the pricing. So because we set the regular pricing as $350 when we first created the variations, you'll notice that the prices are already showing up here, but we can choose to change it to something else if we need to. Let's say it's a different item size that will be more expensive, and we want to set it to $550 instead. We can do that. We can also change the sales price for this particular product or not. Now for the inventory section, you can choose to set its own stock keeping unit. Right now, we're just seeing the product name, but you can put your own stock keeping unit that you currently use for your products. It might look something like this, or it might be a barcode or anything else. So we can go down and also edit the stock status. Now we can leave products to be indefinitely in stock, so it's always in stock and also is always out of stock. But if you know that you want to track the inventory through the website, then we can choose to track inventory for this variable and put in how much is currently in stock. So let's say it's 50. Then we can set that and update. Now for shipping, most of the times you do not need to edit these. If you do need to use shipping classes or dimensions, then we will let you know beforehand. But in most cases, especially for local delivery, these would probably not be used. Okay, so once we have this completed, we can go back to the main product. So just to check here, we see that the variation black large has 50 in stock and the price is set to $550. Now we can choose to bulk update other settings. We can select here to choose all the variations that have been created right now. And then we can choose something on the top here called Quick Update. So if we choose Quick Update, you'll see we have a couple of options. We can update the pricing and the inventory in bulk. There are a couple of options if we choose to bulk update inventory as well. There's also the option to update the stock and toggle the track quantity option. In this case, we'll want to track the quantity for all of them. So let's say we toggle track quantity. All of them will update, and once that is complete, you'll see that everything else is marked as 0, except the one that we would have set as in stock earlier. Now we can go back into inventory and set the stock amount by clicking Update Stock. We can enter in how much is in stock. Let's say we know it's 50 for all of them. Then we can update it in bulk. And once again, we'll see that the stock amount has been updated. You can always take a look at these in more detail when you're adding your variations. There are also options like setting the sales price, increasing the sales price, or decreasing the sales price. So let's say we want to increase the list price. We can choose Increase List Price. We can either put it as fixed or a percentage. So if we just want to increase it by 10%, for example, we can do that. And all the prices will automatically be increased by 10%. So you'll see all the prices has changed. The one that was 550 is now 605, and the one that was 350 is now 385. Once we are done doing all of the edits with the variations, we have basically set up the product. So general settings like pricing, inventory, and shipping will no longer be applicable to this product because they are specific to the variations. The only thing that will be shown for all of the variations, unless set up individually like the product images, is if we go into the general section and adding something like the summary and the description for the entire product itself. Now there's one quick thing that will actually apply to all of them, and that's organization. You'll always want to go into organization and set the category, so we don't have any categories just yet. Again, in the training video for categories on our YouTube channel, you'll see that we'll go more in depth into creating categories separately, but we can actually create one from right here if we'd like and name it something. So if we want to name it, we can name it Demo Products and click Create. We'll see the product is now part of two categories, Demo Products and Uncategorized. We can remove Uncategorized because it's part of the Demo Products category. We can also add some tags from right here. Tags are like hashtags for Instagram. So they are for attributes that won't necessarily be applied to every single variational product. So maybe you have a category as t-shirts. You may not want to put checkered designs as an actual category itself. Instead, you can add it as a tag, and customers can filter by the tag. On the topic of attributes, you can add attributes here. Now, what the attributes are is if you want to see what the product is and it doesn't use variation. You don't need to use attributes if it is a variable product. It will automatically be showed to the customer. But an example of how you would use the attributes tab is if you just have one particular design, one style, and one size, then you'd say, okay, the size is small, the color is blue. And on the product page itself, there will be a section with additional information saying the size is X, small or large, and the color is blue. And there won't be any other attributes or variations for it, of course. Okay, so we've basically gone over everything for variable products. It's the same as simple products for the most part. It's just that you have to go through the additional step of creating the variations and then editing each variation separately. So we can actually go ahead and publish this, and we can take a look at what it looks like on the front of the website. So you can choose to click preview here, and we can see the cover image, the secondary image here, and you can see where the sizes matter. You want to try and keep them the same size. We can also see that it shows the price range, so 385 to 605. You'll see the short summary that we spoke about, the options to select the variations, so the color and the size. When we go more in depth into variables and attributes, we can actually set the colors up to show the colors in circular swatches to make things look a bit better. We can also set images for swatches. So let's actually select the black large and see what happens. So you see what comes up here is the image that we set for the black large variation. So if we select any one of the others, let's say medium small, you see that the image stays the same. So the only reason that the black large variation changes is because we added an image. So again, it's not a necessary step, but it can help with the user experience for your customer so that when they select a particular item variation, they can actually see what the variation looks like. You'll also see that if we change the product here, that the price changes as well, and we can add it to the basket and checkout. So that's it for creating a variable product. You can go ahead and check out the rest of the YouTube channel for more training videos and tutorials to get you started with using your website. As always, have a good one. We'll see you in the next one.